Disclaimer: the views and opinion of the hosts and resource persons do not represent those of the organization and the university and its stakeholders.
Good morning, LaSalle! This is Writing in Progress, where we talk about the nitty-gritty of writing.
And it's progress, and today we have one of our favorite hosts and guests, Toshi, back at it again. He will tell us his experiences with TTRPGs.
Hi, nice to be here as a guest this time.
For context, he used to be the guy behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Sitting over there before.
He's moving up. Anyway, so how did you begin with TTRPGs in the first place?
Well, it's been a few years. I started when I was in high school with my friends, as we all do.
Junior high.
Junior high, yes, junior high. Like I think that was around
Actual high school.
eighth to ninth grade. As a high school, yeah. The dead center of it, junior high. I started as a player, and I still remember my first character.
Ooh.
I was we were playing 5th edition D&D, and I had this dragonborn fighter, so I was like a lizard person that can kind of breathe a certain element. And I asked my DM, hey, it's my first game and this thing sounds cool. Can I have a serrated katana?
Ooh, what's that?
That's very Toshi of you, Toshi.
It's a
It's a katana.
Inosuke from Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Boar guy.
I was
Yeah.
thinking more Makoto Shishio's blade.
Oh,
The one
that works too. That works too, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, serrated katana, and I can remember one of my highlights is that my party members fell in a pit, and I was like, "Oh, I'm a dragonborn." I wasn't that. I was really new in the game at that time. I said, "I'm a dragonborn. Do I have even like small wings?"
Oh.
And my DM was like, "Yes, you do." So I jumped in, swung, grabbed them, but because of the added weight, the rope was about to snap, and I, with an amazing consecutive roll of an acrobatics and an athletics,
Okay.
I pulled myself up, causing the rope to fully snap, but with the help of my wings, I was able to essentially what looked like me soaring out of the pit.
Oh.
That was one of the highlights, and yeah, that was like what low level ish game. So that was my
Sometimes
first.
you just get lucky rolls, maybe consecutive nat 20s, and it all just
It all just works.
happened to me with the Hexblade Warlock.
I love that.
I realized
Yeah.
I didn't.
But actually going back, what makes you love tabletop RPGs?
Oh,
It's the characterization, the world building, the lore. Which is your favorite?
well, I am now both not just a player. I'm also a DM, so I also host games. As much as world building is a nice thing, I always start with the characters of the story. Whether I'm a player making my character and giving them inspiration on why did they start adventuring, why did they start doing their thing, or making the seemingly insignificant NPCs, non-player characters in the starting village of the players. Someone as gruff and experienced as the old town guard that's been there for 2 decades already, to the newcomer in town who just wants to set up shop. I like thinking about the world through the lens of the characters.
That's a good way of looking at it, Leslie. Seeing that the characters are what make up the world. Like they're a big part of, at the very least, a big part that makes up of the world and everything that goes around it. I
Mhm.
like that. I think in a similar setting, that's why in a lot of going to modern video games, where people still write stories, a lot of what developers want is a lively world to see what people are doing, even if it's in your own words, even such as significant NPCs. The people always want to see a world that feels alive, and I think writing does that very well. And tabletop RPGs in game development when it comes to video games. I think you said it very well actually.
Thank you.
Well, because of this, I'm curious. When you prepare for like a session, how much of this is scripted in the moment, and how much of it is scripted ahead of time?
Oh, I mean, you're gonna. Well, okay, it depends. Because I have these impulses where, tara, let's play. I'm gonna host.
Okay.
I have those like snap decision. Like, okay, I'm bored. You guys are bored. You want to play a game? Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, of course.
So-
that's how fun starts, right?
Yes. I have a bunch of scenarios already at the back of my head. Like, my friends know me as either you're gonna fight goblins or you're gonna fight undead.
I thought you were gonna say gonna fight God, but okay.
That's like later on, you know.
Yeah.
But
Maybe some character development for it.
true. So if it's like that, then a lot of it is snap decisions. Oh, instead of them taking down all the goblins, they suddenly convince them to be subservient to them. Oh, I gotta scrap the storyline of them going back to town and being hailed as heroes. Now they might have changed course and now they're the new villains. They now have an entire tribe of goblins at their beck and call.
So it's like a mix of there's something there, but at the same time, on the spot, it's very impromptu.
Yes, a
Things
lot of
can go
things.
either way, depending not only on your own choice, but on the choice of
The players. Yes, it's a
very
collaborative.
interactive.
Yeah, it's very interactive and collaborative effort. The choices actually matter. But if we actually plan for a session or for a game, I would have I would, let's say, do 30%. Because I know from experience that if I want the players to go to this town, but they go the opposite direction, like I want them to go south and suddenly they go north,
Yeah.
and I don't have the north prepared, and I'm
You're
like,
gonna find a way.
I need to find a way. So what I would do is I would prepare 30%. That's going to be the general vicinity, who are the important characters there, what are the important things there, what sets North Town from South Town, what sets them apart, what makes the forest in the east different from the woods in the west, stuff like
The
that.
differences in setting and culture and
Yeah,
ethnography.
so like, oh, this town over here, oh, they were from a logging company, but that rebelled or something, so now they integrate, they have a lot of wood in their architecture, so, or in their trade.
This is where the world building comes in.
Exactly. So, again, from the most of what you're gonna hear from me is perspective of the characters. And let's say North Town, the thing that sets them different from South Town is, oh, they're by the lake, so they have a lot of fishing, a lot of boating.
Very fishing culture.
Yeah, fishing culture.
Hmm.
So that will set apart their base economy, their base culture, and what the players or the other characters, if you're like writing just a novel, if you're sending out your own character into the world, you at least know what they're gonna get themselves into.
It can't just be stagnant.
It just can't be stagnant. It can be stagnant, but we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of interpersonal relationships and stuff.
That's fair.
Do you have any like highlights of like those 180 moments in your stories? You
Okay,
expect?
I actually do. The thing I said north and south
Yeah.
just now is actually from one of my first campaigns that I run.
Oh god.
D or Pathfinder.
It actually started at D&D, but we pivoted to Pathfinder because it was at the how do I say this? We thought of it, and like D&D kind of limited us because that group of friends, we are from science high school, so we like making things complicated. We get something simple and we try to make something complex out of it so that there are no holes. Like,
To be fair, you can kind of do that with D&D 5. There's a lot of loopholes.
there are a lot of
5e.
loopholes. Yes, like. Anyway, that's not the topic right now. But to answer your question, they were at the starting town in my homebrew world, and a lot of the things I said, giving them story beats, leading them to either west or south. There was this tower in the south that was filled with magic, and there was this ruins in the west that recent ruins, because in lore, like a few months ago, that was a tribe of catfolk that got attacked, and I was leading them around west or south. You know what they did? They went north, and I had nothing. I had nothing north, and I was like, okay.
He had a 50% chance and he still lost.
Yeah, 50%. No, they had two options. They went with the third option that I didn't know was a choice at the time, and I said, okay, I gotta stall them. All right. I went, okay. You travel for a while, and you see a dock, and you see the lake that is called the Blood Sea Lake.
Ooh.
And I, from the top of my head, because I was currently reading a novel series called Dragonlance then, where there's called the Blood Sea of Istar in the book, where at the center of that, I basically not really copy pasted, but I got a lot of inspiration from it. Where in the novel Dragonlance, the Blood Sea of Istar is called the Blood Sea because at the center, the water turns blood red.
Ooh.
Was there an explanation why?
No explanation in the book. In my lore,
Was it because of the duck?
yeah, well, they haven't reached the part yet. The Blood Sea in my story is a salt river, a salt lake, saltwater lake, and at the center it's also like perpetually blood red. In my story, in my lore, it's at the very bottom there's a sort of Atlantis-like city, but it's filled with undead. So yeah, I needed to make up a lore for the entire north part of the country they were in, because they all four of them agreed, let's go north.
Was it stressful in the moment, or like?
It was like I went the immediate. Are you sure you want to go north? There's nothing there. It's just a trade route. There's nothing there. And in the moment,
persistent to go.
they were still persistent. In the moment, I was like, oh, none of them wanted to be merchants. None of them wanted to really, like, I was reading through their backstories and their motivations. Like, there's no reason for them to not explore the ruins and not explore the magic tower in the forest.
And they still went off.
And they still went off. So that was a complete 180. That really solidified it was not really solid. It was the first step of. I finally understood the DMs on Reddit and other online forums. Like, expect the unexpected,
Yeah.
because you don't know what's gonna happen.
Sometimes, see, people think tabletop RPGs, especially the fantasy ones like D&D, 5e, Pathfinder.
Yeah.
They always think it's gonna be Lord of the Rings, when they don't know that 95% of the time it's going to be Monty Python and the Holy
Yeah,
Grail.
it's Monty Python. Yeah, it's not just Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's Monty Python in general. Actually,
That's so
it's
true.
like they're gonna start with a quest or some overarching story. Session 2 or 3, they're still in town. They're harassing the local populace, and they're making inside jokes.
Oh god.
Just but a scratch.
Just but a scratch.
It reminds me of like.
I think that's a fun thing about when it comes to tabletop RPGs, the writing behind all of it and the decisions. It's like, again, you're never gonna know what's gonna happen. But
True.
Yeah.
all you need to know is that something's gonna react.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
There's a action reaction kind of thing.
Exactly. It's like Newton's
Newton's law. Yeah, definitely.
Do you usually like? Because you said like 30%. Does those chances happen in your 30% that you prepare for?
I think it's a 70% chance, isn't it?
Yes, because I allot some room for a lot of room for things to go not how I plan. That's why it happens a lot. Like, I plan for an encounter to be a low difficulty, but suddenly my players are rolling really low, and the enemy that's like 2 or 1 level lower than them is rolling really high, and one of them just went down. I'm gonna have to think of a way to either help them because the goal of the storyteller, the game master, is not to beat the players. The goal is to write a story together. It's with us.
Collaboration.
It's a collaboration with me, my players. We don't want this story to end prematurely because of one bad day.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a collaboration. I might. There's an inside joke. There's this in my playgroup. I have this dwarf. He's a cleric. He's a battle cleric. Proper term in Pathfinder is war priest. And whenever things get rough, when they were on that island, whenever things got rough, he would be just around the corner. And his name was, well, they didn't get his name, they called him Warden. He was like the warden of the island. And whenever he sensed people were in grave danger, he would do his best to get there. But it won't happen all the time, obviously. If there's something limiting him, I can make some sort of impediment, like, oh, Warden is already helping you. Because that horde of undead is not getting to you because of him. Now you guys have to focus on this dragon.
Ooh, okay.
So I think I need to think of ways to safety net my safety net.
That's fair.
What's your thoughts on like making? Because you were saying like you have to like help the players as well.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on like keeping the balance between like too difficult and like, I guess, too Deus Ex Machina?
Too difficult, too Deus Ex Machina. Well, I will trust it. Number one, I need to trust in the system. The systems of 5e, people trash talk it a lot. But it's there for a reason, because people tend to forget that at level 3, this example specifically for 5th edition, at level 3, you're supposed to have at least one magical item or a way to dish out magical damage, because that's the time that creatures have resistance to non-magical attacks. So as the DM, you're going to have the responsibility to provide the players enough gold, opportunity, loot, to be able to gain that minimum, to be able to have that +1 sword, to be able to have that spell that deals affects a saving throw instead of an AC. And it's your responsibility as the game master, as the DM, or whatever you want to call it, to help the players progress through the story. There are those things in the rules already that say, even if it doesn't say explicitly, it's implicitly already saying, oh, this is the level that a lot of the monsters are getting this kind of resistance or this kind of immunity. As the DM, you're going to have to adjust if you want those monsters in. In Pathfinder, it's a bit more cut and dry. At level 3, you gain access to level 3 items, which are the +1 weapons, which turn weapons magical. At level 4, you gain the rune called Striking, which will double your damage dice because the enemies are going to get chunkier. So you need to discern as the host, as the game master, that is my party ready for this? If not, why am I going to throw it at their face? Why will I purposefully make their lives very difficult if I know for a fact they don't have the preparation or the tools for it? Because if there are no players, there's no game. And if there's no game, we're all back to square one, we're all bored.
That's fair.
Alright. Let's switch from like the Dungeon Master side, because what about the player side?
Oh, I have a lot of that recently.
I think because I'm like usually starting in like Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm like trying to like script a lot of characters, a lot of backstories, and at least when I look through lots of my other friends, they have like very interesting like designs and backgrounds, and I was always curious, at least in TTRPGs, do you have any like tips or tricks on like how to make your characters at least more
More flavorful.
more favorable, like less
So-
aware?
Okay. But hey, I gotta tell you, there sometimes the square characters are very interesting in their own right. So don't discount them just yet. Square characters, let's say, the most plain you can find the human fighter in either Pathfinder or D&D. The human fighter is very simple, very. He's white bread, simple.
Yeah.
But depending on how you use the white bread, toast it, add butter, add some meat, make a sandwich. It'll taste good.
Yeah.
You can change that fighter from being, let's say, sword and board, if you're familiar with the term, sword and shield. You can, hey, this guy, sure, he uses a sword and shield, but he has 2 javelins on his back, a dagger and a hatchet. And the reason he does this is, there are people at a distance, and he's not that fast because of his armor. So he'll switch to his...
He's complementing his weaknesses.
Exactly. He'll switch because, let's say, his background was a soldier. He knows from his experience as a soldier that his sword and shield, although good, isn't the answer to everything. He needs to, as just a normal guy with a sword and shield, he doesn't have options like that elf wizard or that ranger or that let's say paladin who can heal themselves with a single word. He gotta do what he does best, be human, and use their tools to advantage. And from that simple start of looking at it, you can make a seemingly simple character into someone with more complexity. The reason why he carries a broken sword is because it was his brother in arms that he failed to save. And now he's on a quest to learn all weaponry so that he can do, to the best of his ability, protect the people that are behind him. Or
so
maybe
he no longer has to fail.
So that he no longer has to feel that. Or perhaps he has this memory, but he doesn't know this memory. It doesn't feel like it's his. So he adventures the world, seeing the sights, perhaps trying to find where that memory came from. But hey, he's just a human fighter. What does he know, right?
Yeah.
And you asked before that, any tips and tricks? I'd say back to the basics. You start with your character. What are they? Are they a human? Are they an elf? And you look towards the lore. Let's say you chose a dwarf this time. A lot of dwarf lore, whether in a lot of media, Lord of the Rings, where dwarves are most famous for being crafters, jewelers, blacksmiths, yes. Why is he a wizard? Why did you choose to make your dwarf a wizard? From the first 2 choices in making characters in tabletop games, which is your race and your class, you can already figure out why. What makes this character interesting? And then after that, you're going to choose your background. And from your background, you're going to choose your backstory. Let's say this dwarf was a hermit background. What pushed this dwarf from his mountain home of blacksmithing, jewelry? What pushed this person to be a wizard who's a hermit? Was he pushed out? Is he the last of his clan?
Maybe on his journeys he had an elven wife.
Perhaps. So, from the first few choices, not even doing the mechanical things yet, from the first few choices that you make for your character, you're gonna have to think about their inspiration, their motive, their motivation. Why are they like this? They're a dwarf. They're going out of the norm, yes, out of the norm of being that blacksmith with an axe. And they're a wizard now that wants to, I don't know.
What's that having?
Maybe he's learning magic to increase his craft. Maybe he's adding magic to the weapons that he makes.
Enchanted axe.
Or maybe
It's pretty cool.
Or maybe he has a more tragic backstory. His friends, his family in the mountain home no longer there, and he's learning magic, dark arts, necromancy to bring them back.
I think I like what you said earlier with the whole white bread thing.
The white bread thing.
Because like I think what you're saying, this is what I'm understanding. When because you asked tips on writing a character. When writing a character, you're going to want to add depth, and you do the same thing in cooking, right? You don't want you get a steak, you throw it on the pan, it's done, right?
Yeah, of course not.
You salt it, you put the pepper, you put the spices you want. Maybe you baste in some butter, rosemary. You want it to be. You're giving a set of things, and you want to make the best possible thing from that. Something that would suit your taste buds.
Yes.
Right. That's what we're writing. A unique and interesting character, and yours a flavorful character, and bring it into this world, into this campaign, into this collaborative story, which is a tabletop RPG.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, as a player, I want to hear your thoughts on this. So, let's say you're in an encounter, and you have like two options.
Yeah.
One option, it's like you have a wide range of spells, and you have one option that is like the simple solution to your problem, and you have the second option, which is what your personality would do, like your type of character would do. Which one would you choose?
Eldritch Blast.
Well, it depends. I could be well, I'd say it depends on what part of the story you're in. Are you in the very start? Or have you been traveling with these people for a while? Or are these people your blood brothers and sisters? Because at the very start, your character hasn't changed from their backstory. They're essentially the same person.
You're just rough and gruff.
You're rough and gruff. You have just graduated from the most prestigious magic academy, and I cannot concern myself with the affairs of the lessers. So, in that case, that elven sorcerer who knows the very intimidating fireball spell will probably use it.
Fireball.
And with no regard for the people that he just met. Because it's what he knows to do. It's what he trains. What he's been trained to
most
do.
effective, most efficient.
It's the most effective, most efficient. If they get hit, it's their fault. They were in the blast range. Later on, in the middle of the story, perhaps he's gonna say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be casting my big spell. Why don't you step back a bit? Yeah?" He's gonna say something like that.
Yeah,
Or
all 5 meters away.
exactly, giving them ample time. But he's still gonna do it anyway because that's what he wants to do.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's still a fireball. He's just
It's still a fireball, but he's calling it out this time. These people are friends.
Yeah.
Fireball with passion.
It's a fireball with passion
It's
and with
like
care.
it's like when you play games like Valorant and then you scream flash because you're about to flash and you don't want your teammates to go blind.
Exactly. But in the later end, you're about to fight the final boss, the big bad evil guy, the BBEG of this campaign. You tell them, "Okay guys, open the door, I'm gonna cast fireball." Hey, you're very considerate. Telling them their plan, making sure they're not there.
Exactly. It's like
Staying true to your thing.
So guys, we're going to do this. Fireball.
Exactly. Open the door, I'll fireball, close the door. Or you're all down. Everyone's down. You're on the ground, bleeding out, but you still have some fight left in you.
Fireball.
You could definitely fireball if you know there's no way out, but for the sake of your friends and for the sake of everything you've been through, you suddenly just rip up that spell scroll and just cast mass teleport. And you're all out of there.
Ooh, okay.
You could have fireballed. You could have risked everyone's life for that chance to fight or to win that fight, but through
Maybe
thick
you
and
don't
thin.
want the story to end just yet.
Exactly. You don't want the
Maybe
story
just
to end
build
just
that
yet.
semicolon, you know?
Perhaps you think you know to yourself that escaping and fighting another day is much better than winning and risking it all now. And that's what you do.
I
And-
think
As much as that's a wholesome note, oh, enemy cast counterspell.
Yeah, guys, there's no teleporting from here.
There's no teleporting. But yeah,
We will depend on the scenario, the story, the plot.
that's
changes
my
a lot.
opinion on it, at least.
Yes.
Well, I think we're coming to the end of our podcast, so I was curious. What are has I know it's like a joke that like campaigns never end, but if you were like, how
No,
do
no,
you?
no, no. They do end because the BBEG of all of them is scheduling.
Scheduling, yes.
Yeah, but after you fight the demon that is the scheduling problem, so you reach the end of your campaign. How do you usually try to make conclusions for your playable characters? Like not your playable characters, but both.
You know, there's an anime about that. It's called Free and Beyond Jason.
Ah, yeah, free run is pretty nice.
But like as a DM and as a player yourself, how do you bring your characters to your conclusion?
Well, with the party being the level end of the campaign, I would usually have my character if I'm playing. Because I would always have this downtime gig that my character would settle down in this shop of his or this small business that he made for himself and live out the rest of his days there. But if I was the DM,
It's the Shire.
yeah. If I was the DM, however, I would do my very best to have those characters cameo in the next campaign.
God.
It's a very nice homage to all the time that you spent with them. And even just a brief mention of them in a new campaign where not the entire party is new, but there's that one veteran player that you've always played with. A mere mention of not even their character, but a character of their party member or just a character they interacted with. It kind of like gives life and sort of nostalgic feeling.
When can I see you again?
Insert outro music.
So, I think we're gonna, I guess, cut this journey to an end.
Oh,
Thank you. Oh, that's good.
oh, but hey, before you cut any journey to then, I just want to say that if anyone watching there would like a game or anything, I am up for commission. I would love to host a game for people I don't know, and I am willing to run an entire campaign for you, whether it's a one shot, a few sessions, or an entire storyline where you want to go from zero to hero or from local town hero to local scourge of the city.
It's Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Yeah. So hey.
So, I think,
We're gonna go back to what you said, and we're gonna end this journey now over here.
so,
Thank you for the wonderful talk on tabletop RPGs, world building, and characterization.
and I'll see you next time on Writing in Progress. Woo!
We didn't have an outro for the last one.